Welcome to this learning session on Flexera 1 ITAM and Microsoft Intune integration. In this video, you'll learn how Intune data is securely integrated into Flexera 1 ITAM to support accurate inventory and license management. In this section, let's look at the data overview for the Microsoft Intune adapter used with Flexera 1 ITAM. The Microsoft Intune adapter imports device, user, and application installer evidence directly into Flexera 1 IT Asset Management. This data is collected using two Microsoft interfaces, the Microsoft Graph API and the Microsoft Report Graph API, ensuring reliable and up-to-date information from Intune. The adapter runs as a PowerShell-based inventory adapter, making it easy to automate and integrate into existing inventory processes. The imported data supports license consumption calculations in Flexera 1 ITAM, helping organizations maintain accurate software compliance. In terms of supported operating systems, device data collection is currently supported for Microsoft Windows and Mac OS devices. This slide highlights the device information retrieved by the Intune adapter. For each managed device, the adapter captures the computer name along with the inventory date, which represents the last successful data collection time. It also records the last logged-on user, providing useful context for user-to-device association. From a hardware perspective, details such as the manufacturer, model number, and serial number are collected to uniquely identify each device. Additionally, the adapter retrieves comprehensive operating system information, including the operating system name, OS version with build number, and for Windows devices, the OS edition such as Pro, Enterprise, Home, or Education. Together, this device information forms a reliable foundation for accurate asset inventory and license management within Flexera 1 ITAM. In this section, let's understand why Azure AD application registration is mandatory when integrating Microsoft Intune with Flexera 1. Azure AD application registration is required to securely connect the Flexera beacon to Microsoft Intune. This registration enables authenticated and secure access to the Microsoft Graph API, which is the primary interface used to communicate with Intune. Without this registration, the beacon cannot retrieve Intune, discovered applications, or device inventory data. It is important to note that the Azure AD application must be registered before creating the Intune connection on the Flexera beacon. This ensures secure data access and a successful integration between Intune and Flexera 1 ITAM. This slide explains the Microsoft Graph API permissions required for the Azure AD application registration used with Microsoft Intune. When configuring API permissions for the Azure AD app, first navigate to API Permissions and select Add a Permission. From the list of Microsoft APIs, choose Microsoft Graph and then select Application Permissions. Next, expand and assign the required permission categories. Under Device Management Apps, select Device Management Apps Read All, which allows access to Intune discovered application data. Under Device Management Managed Devices, select Device Management Managed Devices Read All, enabling retrieval of managed device inventory information. Under Directory, assign User Read All, which is required to read user information associated with devices. As a final and mandatory step, select Grant Admin Consent for your organization. Granting admin consent ensures these permissions are applied tenant-wide, prevents authentication failures, and allows the Flexera 1 beacon to consistently and securely retrieve Intune inventory and application data. Once the Azure AD application is successfully registered, it provides three key values required for integration. These include the tenant ID, which identifies the Azure Active Directory tenant, the client ID, which uniquely represents the registered application, and the client secret, which is used to authenticate secure access. These details are then used to configure the Microsoft Intune connection on the Flexera 1 beacon. Together, they enable a secure, API-based connection that allows Flexera 1 to retrieve inventory and application data from Microsoft Intune. Let's go to Beacon UI for configuration. Click on drop-down option and select PowerShell source connection and enter the connection details and select source type as Microsoft Intune. Next, enter the credentials received from the Azure AD application registration as shown in the previous slide. These include the tenant ID, client ID, and the client secret value. Make sure each value is copied accurately from Azure AD and pasted into the corresponding fields while configuring the Intune connection on the Flexera 1 beacon. These credentials are used to authenticate the connection and enable secure communication between Flexera 1 and Microsoft Intune. Once details are entered, hit Test button to validate the connection. Test Successful pop-up appears, click OK, and save the connection. We can view the Intune import connection under Inventory Systems. Click Save button. Now we need to schedule the task for import from scheduling. Enter schedule name Intune import. Select the schedule as daily at 1 a.m. You may enter the time according to your inventory schedule. Click OK, and save the schedule in the Beacon UI. Assign the created schedule to Intune import and execute the task. Now log in to Flexera 1. Once the scheduled task runs, Beacon uploads the collected inventory data to Flexera 1 automatically. Go to Data Collection, select System Task. It will show you the Intune import task. This is how we can set up the Intune import in Flexera 1 ITAM.